Hey everyone. So we have Malsacrus. We're going to be doing a powerful reading, channeling a message from Gaia and the spirit of the Tao, the I Ching. We're going to be looking at your specific situation. So Malsacrus, tell us about the story that this person is coming through. And before he shares, I'd like to say, whoever our intention with this reading, whoever is finding this is not a coincidence. It's not just the algorithm. This is spirit coming through to you, bringing you a message you need to hear. You need to prepare for it. If it's yours, you'll feel a subtle peace and calm. And if this reading does not settle right with you, this does not feel like it's yours, then you allow it to be there for the next person. We're going to open ourselves up to the highest spirits and the best guidance to come through to you from Gaia. So we thank you, Gaia, for your spirits coming through us and bringing the awakening energy through us. So Malsacrus, what's happening in the people that we're reading for in this collective? So
yeah, great to be back, Lugal. If it's all right with you, as always, I like to just open with the text that we got from the Oracle.
Sure.
So this is hexagram 20. Active line is the second, turning into hexagram 59. And of course, credit where credit's due, I use Huang's translation. So the text we have: watching, hands are washed, offerings are not yet presented. Being sincere and truthful, reverence appears. Through a crack, watching, favorable for the chastity of a woman. Dispersing, prosperous and smooth, the king arrives at the temple, favorable to cross great rivers, favorable to be steadfast and upright. So that's the text from the sage. What does this mean? What does this mean for us? Well, I can see that we've got a problem. Something is being lost. We feel like we're losing something that we feel is essential. So in response to this, we're carefully watching this situation. But what we find is that we don't have the power. We don't have the authority to move forward and correct this loss that we're feeling. And so we're watching for the right time. And that's the right thing to be doing right now. I want to be clear that you probably have a feeling of not being able to progress and proceed the way that you know you need to, or that you feel is appropriate. That's okay. What we really want to look for is someone, I'll say someone or something, but someone that has that authority, that has the key to that gate to allow us to move forward and present that offering, to present that sacrifice to heaven that unlocks the doors to our success. So we definitely want to watch for that force. I want to say a government official, but that's not right. We'll say, but a powerful force that's going to work with us to unlock that door for us and allow us to break open those obstacles that are in front of us. So it's very important that we work in cooperation with that superior force. However, there's a real danger when doing this, that you come together with this authority that's going to allow us to break open our obstacles. There's a real danger that they become our benefactor. That is not what we want here. We don't want them to be our benefactor. We only want them to create access for us to offer our own sacrifice, to do our own work. The good news is that authority opens the gate. We don't need a huge offering. This isn't a time where it's a massive effort. We just have that missing key. So that's really the message here, is, you know, you're feeling a loss, and I know that you're watching for the right action, the right thing to do, but you feel like engaging isn't appropriate. It's not your place. Well, in likelihood, it's not your place. It's someone's place to do it. Watch for that force. Watch for that unlocking energy. But don't become dependent on it. Allow it to open the door and give you that access. I'm reminded of the old funk song. Oh no, it's Night Fever. This is the song Night Fever. You know, we don't need you to do it for us. We just need you to open the door. And we'll do it on our own. I can't remember the quote from the song now, but it's something about like, we don't, it'd be just enough just to get us to the party. And then with that authority in place, it opens the door to even small actions bringing great benefits. It's also important to focus on, although we feel like something is slipping away from us, your pantry should be okay. It's there's rot in the system, but it hasn't risen to the point of being overwhelming, of starving you out. So, keep focus on that, on the good things that are remaining, and understand that this problem that you're having is, if you don't feel like you have the power to solve it, you do. You just need that door opened. And that's going to require cooperation. You're going to have to cooperate with the person, people, force that does have that authority. I know I said it again. I'm going to reemphasize. Be careful that you're not becoming dependent on that authority. Take advantage of their access. Do your own work.
Yeah, you might have lost a job or a home, or you might have felt like some ground that you were sitting upon, that you were standing upon, dropped underneath you. So you're searching and you're looking. It's also possible that there is a different relationship that you're a part of, different control mechanisms that this life is forcing you to let go of them. Another situation is you could be leaving the system, the mainstream system, and there is a desire in your heart or an opening for you to consider to do something, like take a plunge, maybe get a homestead with friends, or something more natural. I think that this the authority, the door that's going to open will help you to create that, and that you're on the right track. But they want you to use this to create the world that you want to create. It's more in alignment with Gaia. It's more in harmony. It's more in harmony with nature. Because I think part of this reading is a lot of like decay in the system. But understand, when one thing decays, it brings food and nourishment to something else. So what is that something else you want to birth? A lot of the higher systems in this world will fail. And when they fail, that is your turn to rise. That is your time to write the story. We think that our choices don't matter. We think that our intentions don't matter. But really, the entire world is shifted by the choices of the smallest beings, the smallest creatures. and especially humans. Whatever you choose, whatever you think, will have ripple effects throughout the world. So know that you are changing the system, not just now, but for thousands of years, especially as the old ones crumble. What are you trying to make? I think this is calling you to find resilience in yourself, to not just take that door and become dependent on it, but to write the script and make sure you include the good of all, the good of those around you, that you uplift the lower, that you embrace the weakest part of yourself, and that that you're dispersing your gifts properly. Malsacrus, does anything stand out to you from what I said?
Yeah, absolutely. So I love what you say about the hardship creating opportunity. When we call the I Ching the Book of Changes, one way of looking at that is opportunity or crisis. It's really founded in the idea that trouble is what creates opportunity. You can't create a new system without breaking up the old system. One thing I really wanted to emphasize is to our listener, you're watching the situation and you see the trouble, and you definitely, it's what am I trying to say? There's a balancing act. It's not time to act until it is time to act, and then it's time to rush forward. So we're just about to see this transition here for you, where this gate is going to open for you, and I should say be opened for you. This gate is going to be opened for you, and it's so important that you do seize that moment, that you do cooperate with the energy around you, and really, carpe diem, go and get it, but watch carefully, because if you feel like your hands are tied, that again, there's corruption, there's erosion, and you feel those can be very negative feelings, but understand, keep eyes on it, because the shift is coming. That door is about to be opened for you, and when that door opens, go get it. Work in cooperation, not, as you say, not selfishly, but I mean, kind of selfishly, like work towards your goals, but with the higher good in mind, is really going to bring us a lot of joy. And again, I want to emphasize that once that door opens, watch for it, because once that door opens, it's not going to take a huge amount of energy to create a good situation from that trouble. So definitely we see a real strong transition of yin to yang here, where we're really transitioning hard between feeling of waiting, watching, of things just sort of slowly degenerating under us, to a fairly swift turnaround of really, really great opportunity.
Yeah, what I'm seeing, you see this person here. So he's looking, this is the card I pulled in the Abyss Tarot. He's looking through the door. He's looking, he's in a safe position. He has his sword, he has his idea, right? He's waiting for the right time to strike. And when that time to strike comes in your life, I see you being able to take out of your soul, out of the deepest wells of your soul, and consulting with all the energies inside of you, being able to write the script. This new world, we think about the new world like it's, some authority in the sky telling us how it's going to go, or we think it's all scripted. It's destiny, but really destiny is levied by free will, and free will is levied by destiny. They're seesawing here. This is your opportunity. The new world is going to be a world of people that there's a scripture that says they will each hear from the Lord directly. You're going to be the creator here. You're going to be the one driving the forces. I struggle a lot with my own identity. I've felt for the most of my life like I don't exist. So one of the things I had to realize is part of my story here and part of my North Node, my destiny being in Leo, is saying yes to myself and believing in myself and having an arrow. I struggle with a lot of like paranoia and seeing like really bad situations in the future. And that's not been factoring in my own spark, my own initiative, my own yang. So I'd like to encourage people that are watching, cultivate your yang. When you see stuff on the news that's so terrifying, or you see the fear from your friends, oh, it's only going to get worse. No, but you're here. But you're here. And that makes a world of difference. In Vedic thought, you are Vishnu, dreaming up the world. We have the magician here. See, you think of those, look at those roots of that tree. You see that happening? Like you're the stuff that you're looking at is the fruit on that tree. But where is its roots? Where's the trunk of it come from? That's you, honey. That's what you are. You're the thing that's rendering the simulation here. And yes, there are some authorities outside of you that are already set in motion. There's part of your destiny you can't change. But have faith in yourself. Develop faith in yourself. Develop your I am. Develop your will. That's going to be very important to you in the months to come, to stand in your own authority, to develop your power, to develop your harnessing of the forces. As you can see in here, we zoom into the card, you can see that heart-centered energy. Gaia is calling you to open your heart here, to open the heart, and know that your heart will take you to a really good location, a really balanced location. Make decisions from the soul, not out of fear, not just the roots, and not out of like spiritual bypassing, not out of being way too airy-fairy. You're going to have to learn the center. And that's what I'm dedicating this channel to, is the middle path. I'm not interested in heaven and I'm not interested in hell. I'm interested in slow incremental growth over time. So I want you to have a dedicate yourself to be unceasing in your cultivation, in your self-growth, in your self-love, in your healing, and to rejoice in the incremental and learning to balance yourself and grow as a tree. Do you have any thoughts, Malsacrus, on this energy?
Absolutely. I love what you say about the dynamic between choice and fate. In I Ching, we don't talk about fate much. We talk about the mandate of heaven. So the perfect example to use is a rainstorm. It might be, when we talk about the mandate of heaven, we're not necessarily talking about spiritual. Well, everything is spiritual in a sense, but I want to say it's about things that happen to you, that you don't happen to them, they happen to you. Like a rainstorm. You don't create the rain just comes. That's the mandate. However, that doesn't say that you are fated to get wet. There's all kinds of things you can do. You can go inside, you can pull out an umbrella, you can do so many things. You can build an irrigation ditch to channel that rain. And that's where we really want our focus to be, right? Is how do we work with the mandate of heaven? And so it's so important to understand that, yes, there are outside forces. I'm not big into the whole like absolutist manifesting thing of like we are just creating our own destiny altogether. That's obviously not true. Things happen to that I had nothing to say about.
Well, at least in this realm, most of the people in this vibration.
Yeah, I don't want to speak in absolutes, and we'll leave some room for discussion there. But the idea is that we want to acknowledge these outside forces, but they're not our fate. They're not deciding what will be for us. It's a cooperative scenario. It's heaven, earth, and man. We stand between heaven and earth. And there are receptive forces and there are active forces, and we stand between them, and we can choose how we interact with those forces.
Yeah, you're the third god.
Say what?
It's like the third deity.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christ. Yeah. Christ.
Yeah, the Son of Man. I mean, wasn't that the point? I'm like you. Isn't that what Jesus was saying? I'm like you. Me and you are can be similar. I don't want to say we are similar, but we can be similar. Very appropriate for today's reading, in particular, this discussion, because again, that sense of like watching, of not having the authority to move forward on our own. That's a lot of like external forces putting pressure on us. When the force arrives with the key to unlock that door, that's a mandate of heaven. The key arriving, the door opening. Going through the door is entirely up to you, right? You don't necessarily go through the door. Maybe you go through too enthusiastically and end up dependent on that superior force. Maybe not enthusiastically enough, and the opportunity is missed. There's 1,000 ways to go from here, but it's important to understand what we're trying to do here is get you to dress for the weather, right? We can't control the weather, but we can control what we do. So dress for the weather.
You can also see this lady. There's there's so many what ifs. There's so many what ifs here. There's so much chaos happening. See, she doesn't. Her mind is full of all the possibilities. All this like water. You know, things aren't really clear. You know, she's thinking about way up there. And this is where you get to come into the picture. You know, all the chaos, I mean, she's clear. Right? So the thing that's going to be clear for you is who you are. In all the confusion, when things get more and more chaotic and more cloudy, you get clearer and clearer and clearer. It's an opportunity for you to choose, to find the truth in yourself and the solidity in yourself. See how clear she is? Right? And see how she's ascending? That's how you ascend past all the cups of, you know, good and bad and heaven and hell. All this junk is, it's making you. It's the butterfly leaving the cocoon. So the world is going to shift from, oh no, all these external things, oh, they're all ruling me. And it's going to shift into, what am I going to create? What am I going to make happen here? How am I going to respond to what's in the world? This is a golden opportunity. This is your golden ticket to be the magician that you have been destined to be. This is this is the age of the magician, the Aeon of Horus, as Crowley talked about. This is your time to shine, especially if you're a witch, a magician, an alchemist. This is your time to shine. So get excited. This is, you are being revealed. You're a star being born in the chaos of night.
It's interesting what you say. I want to point out in our reading, looking at the BaGua analysis, we're coming from a position of earth, of being receptive. So things, again, that mandate is falling on us. But we are seeing that transition from earth to water. Now, water as an archetype can be scary. It's chaotic, it's in motion, it can be very dangerous. But that's what we see inside for you, is this receptive position changing into a position of active engagement. Might be a little scary, a little chaotic, right? But that's your inner force is stirring, is coming into its realization. Again, that door unlocks And now this didn't have before. So yeah, I love what you say about that, about um, the, the stillness of the earth is transitioning into the chaos of the water. But that's a good thing. That's water is not just dangerous, it's also nourishing and active. We're going from yin to yang here, and it can be a really beautiful thing.
Yeah, and into that, exactly with what you were saying, we have the. I'm gonna get a different deck for that because that's kind of obscure. We have the King of Pentacles, but it starts with the the Four of Swords, which is a very like restful card, very very rest, very yin. And so but it's reverse. So you're like being called to reverse some of the issues that you had with resting, because when we sit in the void, we find ourselves, right? See the, yeah, and you've put on an armor of work, right? You've put on an armor of thinking that it's, advancing is only effort, but really you're learning that the most powerful effort you're going to do is resting. These birds are not, they don't give a rat's behind about what's happening. Like, they're pretty chill. And so I think you're going to learn how productive it is to be chill and to relax and to sit with your feminine side and really, really allow it some empty space. Yeah, there's nobody home here. When your mind is empty, it becomes full of awareness, and your body becomes full of awareness. And the thoughts, these swords, don't hurt your mind as much. And that's with this rest, this yin energy, it's going to turn into great abundance, great ability to bring yourself the abundance, harmonize with Gaia's frequency, where there is no lack in nature. There's so much abundance there and refreshment. I think this is transitioning the world into refreshment and abundance that comes out of your choice to be that, to vibe with that, to start a homestead or go to an eco village or something. This is really your green light from the universe to go do that. It's your sign to wait till everything aligns with that door. But look at the beautiful coin here. I think the people watching here have a tremendous amount of abundance in their soul and are going to bring about harmony with the earth. I think a lot of people want to bring that here. And look at how peaceful and content and stable he is. This is the Botticelli tarot. Gorgeous Botticelli tarot here. So
Like you.
It looks like me?
A little bit.
Sweet. Why does it look like me? Tell me more.
Oh, I don't know, just the facial structure.
Oh, that's so cool. Wow. I love that.
He's got much bigger hair than you do. I guess if you untied it, it probably would.
Yeah, my hair's pretty big. Yeah. But I don't have curly hair. Yeah.
I love what you're saying about the eco village. I think really plays into the story really well. So going back to the initial story I was telling, if we frame it up like that, it really is telling. So we're losing something. The house situation is falling apart. We need to move. I personally, right now, I need to move. So it seems poignant to me. And so we're watching. What can I do? What can I do? What opportunities? I don't see any opportunities. What can I do? There's no good, appropriate way for me to punch out and get into a new situation. Well, my friend shows up and says, this isn't me personally, I'm saying for you, the listener, right? The homing situation is falling apart. Your friend reaches out and says, I've got this great opportunity for eco village, communal living. We're going to do this thing. We're watching and knowing that an opportunity is coming. So we jump on that. So the important thing is that we seize that opportunity and we go there and we do this thing and we put our energy behind it. What the caution, because it's important, the caution is we don't go and live on their homestead. We're not living off of their work, but that doorway is open so we can go and create our own eco-friendly home and our own food forest in cooperation with this friend that's come with an opportunity. We don't go and live on their homestead and eat off of their food forest. It's very important. There's an opportunity the universe is bringing you, and it's important to seize it, but seize it in a cooperative sense, not in subjugated sense. We definitely don't want to get into a codependent situation with a bad power dynamic where we're dependent on a superior force.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so thanks everyone who was a part of this reading. Yeah, please like this video. Please share, comment. We just reached 2,000, so thank you for your support. Feel free to book a reading with me if you'd like to support my work. You can also become a member of the Patreon and get some exclusive videos and recommend what I should make there. Also, where do you want to see this channel head? Is there anyone I should have on the show? You can check out Malsacrus's work in the description below. We really appreciate you spending your valuable energy, your valuable attention on this video, and we hope that it brings you immense virtue and immense multiplication of happinesses and contentment and all the guidance that you're looking for. You have the most magical time. May the gods be on your side at every turn. Peace.